Hello, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this training. I know we're all very busy and squeezing in another task sometimes feels impossible, but our hope is that this training will set you up for success with our annual performance reviews. After listening to this and utilizing our step-by-step guide, if you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to HR for additional support. Before we do talk about the performance reviews, commonly known as PARs here, let's talk about some of the exciting things that you can look forward to. We will still be using ADP to document our performance reviews, but with a recent upgrade, you will find numerous graphical and navigational changes to the format and creation process. The updated forms will look different and be easier to manage. The new PAR has major changes to its structure and content. The number of competencies is reduced. Individual team members will have 8 competencies and supervisors will have 10. This is down from as many as 16 in the previous years. The competencies are also rewritten. The PAR redesign team rewrote all the competency descriptors for clarity and to help eliminate any redundancy. In the past, competencies and goals were evaluated on a 5-point scale. For the top 2 ratings, which were exceeds and greatly exceeds, the difference wasn't very clear. We now have a 4-point scale, simply using meets or exceeds as the top 2 ratings. The most frequently used rating, meets, will not require supervisor commentary. Although it can still be provided, we are highly encouraging in providing as much feedback as possible in all areas. The other 3 ratings, 1, 2, and 4, do require comments. This can help speed up the process for the PAR development. As part of the agency's focus on performance, weights are going to change on goals. For the PARs you will be completing in July 2018, the weight on competencies is 80% versus goals, which is 20%. The PARs team has developed a list of agency-wide goals that are tightly connected to the agency's strategic plan, ensuring these goals are relevant and helping the agency move in our intended strategic direction. You each received the list a few weeks ago to review, discuss, and select together with your supervisor. This should have happened already. If not, please contact your supervisor for more details. For personal development goals, beyond the agency-wide goals, supervisors receive training on structuring more meaningful objectives. With these improvements, weights for competencies goals for PARs given in 2019 will be 50% competencies, 50% goals, making goal achievement very important to overall performance measurement. So let's explore the performance reviews a little more. Performance reviews are not done just to satisfy HR. They are for you and your supervisor to provide an important checkpoint on your progress as it relates to expectations and your performance. It also provides you an opportunity to hear things that are going well and gives you a chance to hear potential improvement areas. It's a formal process of documenting your performance, recognizing your strengths, and acknowledging what has been done well, in addition to identifying those developmental opportunities and providing guidance for improvement areas. Our performance process gives you, as a team member, the opportunity to provide a self-assessment for your supervisor to review. We encourage you to take the time to complete the appraisal and be thorough in your responses. Let's take a look at the performance reviews, or PARs. Your self-evaluation will need to be completed by July 13th. Your supervisor will then have until July 31st to complete all of their employees' performance reviews. It will go through a 3-layer review in which the supervisor's manager and the supervisor's manager's manager, as well as HR, will review. By August 29th, you should have a meeting scheduled with your supervisor to review the appraisal. By August 31st, you will need to log back into ADP and approve the performance review. Here's a little more of what to expect. There's 4 sections to our performance reviews. We have our competencies, our standard agency questions, and our 2017-2018 goal assessment, in addition to an overall performance rating section. Now, ADP is known to have 2 glitches that unfortunately were not resolved with their upgrade. We know this has caused frustration for many of you, so we want to reiterate some best practices to avoid these irritations. ADP can time out without notice and may cause you to lose information while you're typing. It appears to be an active form, but when you go to save, the information doesn't save. Please try to avoid this by saving often, and by often I do mean every couple minutes. As a precaution, we also encourage you to type your answers into a WordPad and then copy and paste them into the form in ADP to help eliminate the loss of any information in the event that it does time out on you. Please note that the Word document is different than a notepad. And Word document will often have hidden special characters that will not allow for you to submit and will cause an error in the performance review. So best practice is typing into a WordPad, not a Word document, to avoid this issue. Now that you're set up for success, let's get started on the review itself. As of July 2nd, you should have received 2 types of notifications that your self-evaluation performance review is now available for you to complete. You should have received an email as well as a notification message in your ADP Message Center that will look similar to the ones on your screen. To access your self-evaluation, go to Myself, down to Talent, and then over to Performance Dashboard. On your dashboard, you will be able to access any current and historical reviews that exist. Click on Start Now to begin your evaluation. You will see a lot of those exciting things here. With ADP's upgrade to their performance review module, the view of the appraisal form is more aesthetically pleasing. The Save button is to the right and will follow you as you scroll down for easier saving. All team members of Catholic Charities will be given the same 5 competencies. Those are professionalism and judgment, adaptability and flexibility, problem solving and self-direction, time management, and support agency mission, values, and goals. Supervisors will have an additional 5 competencies for a total of 10, and individual contributors, those that do not manage employees, will have an additional 3 for a total of 8. The definition of each competency is listed below the title of that competency. You also are required to put a rating based on the performance from your last review. As we mentioned, it's now a 4-point scale. 1 does not meet expectations. This is regular and recurring difficulties demonstrating the skill, repeats the same missteps in the area, little to no progress. A 2 partially meets expectations. This is occasional difficulties observed demonstrating this skill, temporarily fixes missteps in the area, but tends to revert over time. Progress not quite as far as expected. Meets expectations, solid and reliable demonstration of the skill, learns from and does not repeat missteps. Progress is on schedule and maybe even ahead. And then 4 exceeds expectations. Missteps in this area are almost unimaginable. Progress is over the top, truly exemplary, far ahead and beyond expectations. You will type in your comments to support your rating. Please note that if you choose meets expectation, comments are not required. However, they are highly encouraged. Comments are mandatory for ratings of 1, 2, and 4. You will repeat these steps for all competencies assigned to you. All team members will be required to answer these 2 questions. Has a supervisor and team member reviewed the team member's job description? And has the team member completed required training? You will be required to check yes or no and then add comments to support your answer. The goals that you were assigned in your last review will now appear in this goal section. To view the goal description, click Goal Description. You will also need to rate your performance on that goal. Please remember, we are encouraging you to add comments to support your rating, but they are not mandatory for a rating of 3. They are required for ratings 1, 2, and 4. You're going to complete this section for all goals assigned to you. Individual contributors, those that do not manage, will have a total of 3 goals, and your supervisors will have a total of 5. You're going to choose an overall performance rating. You're going to be specific about why you rated yourself that overall goal. We recommend adding specific examples to support that rating in the comment section. If you would like to add any attachments to this review form, please click Add. When ready to submit to your supervisor, click Submit at the bottom right corner. Your self-assessment is now submitted to your supervisor for review. Please note that once you submit, you cannot edit in the future. The document becomes law. Your self-evaluation is due by Friday, July 13th. Please note that your supervisor cannot complete the evaluation of you without having your self-assessment done. Your supervisor has until the 31st of July to complete all evaluations of their direct reports. August 1st through 17th will be designated to an approval process of all performance reviews submitted. Your supervisor's manager, their manager, and HR will all be required to review every PAR. Once fully approved, your supervisor will get some time to go over the review with you. We are anticipating that this will occur prior to August 30th. Your last task for this process is to go back into ADP and acknowledge the review. Although you have already had a face-to-face meeting with your supervisor to review the details of your performance, we encourage you to go back into your performance dashboard and click Review Detail. Once you review the performance review, you will acknowledge it by clicking Acknowledge Review button. You will then type your name and add comments that you wish to add. Click Done. Your review will now be saved in historical reviews for access in the future. We finished! For those that are merit eligible, we are anticipating that those merit increases will be seen on that first full pay period of October. If you do need additional support or help, please do not hesitate to reach out to HR. Our team is comprised of myself, Maria, and Yolanda, who will specialize in performance reviews. Please reach out to one of the three of us for any additional help that you may need. I do want to thank you for all that you do to help make Catholic Charities an amazing organization and that we all are proud to be a part of. Thank you and have a wonderful day.